It's a beautiful day for a newspaper, a beautiful day for a paper. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my subscriber? Hi to ho, friends and neighbors, and welcome to the first ever View from the Couch podcast. Joining me today is Christian Lachlan, my co-host. Christian, what have we got on tap for today?
Oh, I know there's a ton of people that have been waiting for this show to come alive, and it now is coming alive here at the DH Studios in downtown Dauphin, the heart of Dauphin. And Doug's excited because we got the couch finally donated by a local homeowner. Not only does he do the show on this couch, but he takes naps on it.
It is comfy.
Yeah, he loves it, so it's good. But basically, I mean, if you've read Doug's columns in the past, A View from the Couch, it's basically all about sports, and that's what we're here to talk about: local sports, and we may even dabble in some national and international sports as well, depending on what's trending these days. We'll probably touch on the NHL today, Doug. So I see you got your Bombers hat. You should show everyone. He should show everyone his shirt too. Do you want to give away who got that for you?
This is from my Secret Santa here at the Herald.
There you go. Yeah, we do that type of stuff here at the Dauphin Herald. That's Secret Santa. So the great shirt. We should mention too, Jeff Gilroy, our producer here today behind the scenes. I don't know if you want to thank him or not.
He pretends to know what he's doing sometimes. So.
Yeah, and we're here in the studio too. We got a great little setup in. It was gifted to us. It's the old Mr. Rogers studio. So we wanted to just let you know that that's where we got it from. So thanks to them for donating the studios. So coming up on the show today, Doug, we're going to talk about the CJHL trade deadline, which I thought there was like a ton of trades this year. It seemed like there were more trades. It seemed like there were more trades than normal. I think Trade Alert, like the words trade and alert, were trending on Twitter because there were that many trades in the WHL and the CJHL.
Yeah. Well, I didn't pay too much attention to the WHL because, of course, my focus is on the MJ, but it seems like there were a lot of teams that were buyers this year.
Yeah, so we'll touch on that. Dauphin Kings, of course, 2 losses over the weekend. Tough stretch there. We've got our trusty Dauphin Heralds. We're going to go through the paper, talk to you about what's in it this week and what's going on this week. And then poll question. We're going to have a poll question every week, and you got to give us your opinion in the comments here on Facebook. I guess we'll start it off with what's your poll question. We've got 2 sort of poll questions just to kick off the show. So, Doug, what's your poll question?
Basically, what's your opinion on the Dauphin Kings trades? Did you like them? Did you not like them, and why?
Yeah, so we're going to get your opinions on that. We want to hear from you. We're going to put the contact information. You can see it there on the bottom of your screen. Give us a shout, comment in the comment section below. And the other, it's not really a poll question, but what do you want to see on A View from the Couch? Like, the plan normally is to have a guest here as well. It's going to be like a talk show. This is a late night show like Jimmy Fallon, basically. Same type of people with good looks, same type of guests. So what do you want to see on the show? We want to bring in guests. We're not going to bring them in until probably the spring, hopefully, with COVID going around right now. But we want to bring in some guests and lots of other stuff like that. So what would you like to see on View from the Couch? But with that all being said, we're going to take a commercial break. Yes, we are looking for sponsors. So we'll take a commercial break right now. We'll be back in just a couple minutes, and we'll dive right into what happened last week in and around Dauphin and beyond. You're watching A View from the Couch. I can't believe this is happening, but it is, with Doug Zywina and Christian Lachlan. We'll talk to you in a sec.
There are many reasons why we should shop at home. The cost of traveling across our borders and outside of our regions is expensive, and the weather is very unpredictable. But most important is to keep the dollars in our community. Whether you work for the private or the public sector, our jobs depend on a strong local economy. If our regions suffer, so will our employment. So let's be smart and keep our dollars circulating where they benefit us the most. That's in our communities. Shop local and shop at home.
Welcome back to the first ever View from the Couch podcast. I'm Doug Zywina, joined by Christian Lachlan, my cohort.
Yeah, cohort. Yeah, I guess you could call it that. If you like that commercial, what did I tell you? We're looking for sponsors. Check it out. We're looking for a View from the Couch sponsor and all sorts of other stuff. But Doug, well, let's take out our trusty newspapers here, and we're going to talk about what happened last week in local sports. We've got our Dauphin Heralds. I think we're family friendly enough to show that ad on the back, so we'll do that.
We ran the ad, so
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's okay. So let's start at the top here. We got Kelton Ament. What's going on here? What's your view from the couch on this one?
he's a local high school football player, played for the Clippers. He's grade 12. He's looking to continue his football career at the university level. So Football Manitoba has this high-performance program where players try out for the Manitoba Selects. It's a development program. They will play, they practice, they started back in November. They're practicing every Saturday in Winnipeg.
Indoors, I'm assuming.
I would hope so.
But football can be played outside, believe it or not. So.
But they're going to play, Kelton said there's a tournament in Moose Jaw. And in late February, at the end of February, there's another tournament in Corpus Christi, Texas. So they're going to get some good experience, hopefully develop their skills, and hopefully Kelton can continue his career at the university level.
Yeah, no, that's great to see. The Clippers football program's a really good program too.
Yeah.
It produces a lot of high-end players. I'm thinking like Logan Thacker. I remember. And you probably know more names than I do. You've been around longer than me.
Paul McDill's another one who had a successful university career. So it's been a successful program for the most part for the last few years.
And good to see the Clippers this year too, losing in the league final to Swan. But like I mean, losing in the league final is nothing to be upset about. It's a good year.
Swan basically ran the table this year in the RMFL. So.
Yeah, so that's good to see in the football world. Let's move now. The big story, I guess we'll call it, is hockey right now, not only in the Parkland and Dauphin, but really around North America. But let's talk about Dauphin Kings. A bit of a tough start to the new year with the 2 losses. The 2 different types of losses too. They were behind quite a bit in the first game at Credit Union Place. And they come back. They almost force overtime, but they end up losing. And then they have a lead in the third period in Winkler and end up losing that game in overtime. So I guess what's your view from the couch on that?
Well, the Kings, in my opinion, the Kings haven't played their best yet.
Yeah.
I mean, there are stretches in games where they will struggle, give up a few goals, and at times have to come from behind. But with this team, they're confident enough that they know they can come back when they fall behind. Weren't able to do it this weekend against Winkler. But I was really impressed with the Flyers. They showed a lot of speed. They were physical, and they do have some skills. So I think they're kind of in the same boat in that they haven't played their best always. So.
Winkler, I would have anticipated to be in the top. I think they are in the top 3 in the division.
They're
behind Steinbach or the Blues. One of those 2.
I believe they're tied with the Blues now. But for the most part, they've been playing catch up against the Blues and Steinbach, and they're just now starting to climb up to where they probably think they should be.
Yeah, both divisions have some decent teams for sure. We'll talk about that in a moment. But let's talk about the CJHL trade deadline now. Kings making a handful of, a couple deals that didn't involve trading guys because they came down from certain leagues or came back from certain leagues, and then a couple trades. But what's your view from the couch on those trades?
Well, first of all, I guess going back to last week, they traded Andrew Andrews to Soccer for Futures. I thought Andrew looked good in the few games that I saw him play. So I'm wishing him all the best in Selkirk. First thing Monday morning, the big news broke with Nakota Grey Eyes and Aidan Brook coming back to the Kings. Fans will be familiar with them, especially Grey Eyes.
Both. Because Brooks from Roblin, right?
Yep.
So it's good to see both those guys coming back. They'll be key pieces.
Yep.
The depth on Dauphin's defense now is pretty significant.
Yep.
It's easy. It was the best in the league probably going in.
Yeah.
And now it's hands above everyone else.
Yep.
So they add those two guys, and then they make a big trade later on in Monday, because Monday was the deadline. So they make the trade. What's your view from the couch on that?
With Portage, we got Logan Calder from the Terriers. He's the leading scorer with 19 goals, 33 points in 31 games. And the one part about this trade that I didn't particularly care for is trading away a local kid in Hayden Laquette.
There'll be lots of comments about that. There always is.
Like a few years ago, the Kings made a commitment to use local players when they could, and it's always tough trading local players. It's tough trading players, period, but when you get a talented player like Calderback, sometimes you have to make the deal. I know a lot of people are going to complain about the Kings trading a local kid like Laquette, but on the other hand, that's what Portage just is, because Logan Calder is from Portage.
Yeah. And
he brings championship experience because he was with the Terriers when they won the league title in 2019. So, and another thing about Leaving Laquette, he gets to play for a national championship next season when Portage hosts the Centennial Cup. So he's gonna be in the spotlight with the Terriers. I read the story on the Terriers website. They're going to use him on the power play, and it sounds like Portage is happy to have him. Slade Stanek, I liked him. He would have liked to have seen him get more ice time, but he's got some offensive upside. He had some grit, so I'm sad to see him go. But this is one of those trades that could end up being both teams win.
Yeah. So when you talk about that type of a trade that both teams win, it reminds me of 2014 when the Kings traded. I think it's 2013 when they traded Brent Wold, and they got Brent Wold and Dylan Butler, and they ended up hosting the Western Canada Cup that year, and then of course they went on to the RBC Cup and did quite well at that tournament in Vernon, British Columbia. So it's a TBD type of trade where we'll wait and see what happens. But it could take us back to our poll question. One other trade too I should mention is Parker Fofnov gets traded to the SJHL's Laurent Ice Wolves. 20-year-old. That's just a numbers thing. You got the limit in the MJHL.
The limit of 20-year-olds is 8, with Grey Eyes and Calder coming in that put the Kings at 9. So a 20-year-old had to go, and Fofnov was the unfortunate choice.
So it brings us back to the poll question: are the Kings better or worse, or did you like the Kings trades?
Well, somebody I talked to over the weekend, he felt the Kings didn't really need to make any trades. I know Doug Headley, the Kings general manager and head coach, I know he wanted to bring in another top 6 forward. He accomplished that with Logan Calder. So overall, I think the Kings might be a bit better.
I would say they're there.
They used a balanced scoring attack. Now with the addition of Calder and Grey Eyes, I think they finally have a legitimate top line. When you throw Caden Bryant in.
And I mean, we talk about the defense being so deep, and then we don't even mention that Jaden Jubinville was the Rookie of the Month.
So, Rookie of the Month, not Defenseman of the Month.
So Rookie of the Month. Congratulations to the Gilbert Plains product for that award. That was earlier, obviously, in the month they announced that he was the Rookie of the Month for December. 2 goals and 3 assists in 6 games last month. So it's pretty good stats for a rookie defenseman, and that's good.
Honestly, with the season he's had, I can see him being in the running for the league's Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I think so too. As we're spending a lot of time talking about the Kings and the trade deadline, but I mean, this only comes once a year, so people are probably thinking this show's going to be all about the Kings. No, it's not. We're going to branch out more than this, but just because of the way it is right now and the the time of the year it is, trade deadline's pretty significant, and we should talk about the rest of the league. Apparently, there's like 3 other teams that wanted to buy in the division. Wayway got a lot better. Verdun got decent. They got better. Neepawa's solid. So those right now look like your 4 teams. I think Swan Valley, they weren't really buyers, eh? There's basically 3 buyers. 3 buyers. Yeah. For the, what is it? The North Division. Is that what they're calling
it's the West Division.
West Division now. So they change it every season. But so Wayway, like who's Wayway's Dauphin's biggest opponent right now in the division? What's going on?
Wayway's going to be tough with the additions that they made. Verdun added to their offense. Honestly, Verdun isn't doing as well as I thought they would. I figured they would be a contender for the division lead, but we can't count them out. I mean, that's the thing in this league. You want to talk about parity? Well, the NHL has it this season.
Yeah. Well, 6 teams. 6 teams probably have a shot, right?
Yeah.
Dauphin, Wayway, and Verdun on this side.
Yeah.
And
Steinbach, Winnipeg Blues, and Winkler.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to watch. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. It'll be interesting now to watch these teams with their chemistry, adding these players. They're going to take a couple months to gel now, and we'll see where they're at in March. So it's exciting. So go get your Dauphin Kings tickets. I know Darnell was promoting that on the radio. They got 2 games this weekend, but we'll talk about that coming up a little later in the show. We want to talk about the Parkland Rangers. Tough weekend for them as well. But like what really caught me in the story in the Dauphin Herald here, and this might be a topic that we talk a little bit about, but the Rangers, where do we go here? It's your 3rd paragraph. They found themselves behind the 8 ball right off the bat on Saturday, thanks to a little-known rule which states teams can only have 3 players collect pucks after the pregame warm-up. Yeah. I didn't know that one existed.
Neither did I.
I'm not surprised it existed.
Neither did I. I wasn't there at the very start of the game. When I got there, East Leno was already up 2-0. And when I looked at this game summary after the game, I saw that the Rangers started the game shorthanded. The next day, Sunday, at Sunday's game, I asked somebody, and they explained it to me, and wow, that was really I didn't know. I guess teams only have 3, or are allowed to only have 3 players collect the pucks after the pregame warm-up. Kudos to the Eastman coaching staff because for knowing this rule, they brought it to the attention of the referees, and the refs had no choice but to give Parkland a penalty.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if, like, either those coaches for Eastman are well-seasoned veterans, or that's happened to them. It's one or the other. But did you get a number of how many players they had on the ice?
I heard it was 4.
Okay, well, it's one over, but I mean, it's still breaking the rules. But it is what it is. It's just another one of those rules that I've seen over the years that it's like it's there, and you kind of shake your head at it, but it's there. Like the chin strap rule in warm-ups. If you don't put your chin strap on, it's a penalty. Could be misconduct. I think I've seen that happen before. Crossing the red line during warm-ups. I've seen that in playoffs before. It's in the WHL. They have the refs out on the red line watching, and I mean it's not to that point yet, obviously in the MJHL. But you get a heated playoff matchup, you never know what could happen. But there's one rule that we all learned something today on A View from the Couch. You can't have more than 3 players out picking pucks up after warm-ups if you're a home team in the Manitoba U18 AAA Hockey League. So there you go. This happened a while ago, but we wanted to touch on it. Congratulations to
Cayenne Goulet.
Yeah. First goal in the WHL at the Everett Silvertips. You've seen the highlight now. Thoughts on the goal? Your view from the couch on the goal.
Nice goal.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the commentary, it sounds like he just had a scoring chance just a few seconds before he actually scored. So sounds like he's doing well in Everett.
Yeah, and we just played the highlight for everyone to see it, so now you've seen it. So you think it was a nice goal too. So congratulations to Kyan. He's good Dauphin boy. Yeah, good Dauphin.
And it just goes to show that the Parkland Rangers, they may not have the greatest record in a season, but, and I've been saying this for years, they're every bit as successful in developing players for junior A, for major junior Western Hockey League as any other team in the league.
Yeah, no, they definitely do a really good job at moving players to the next level for sure. So we'll be obviously keeping an eye on the Rangers as the season moves on. I think they're no doubt a playoff team. And hoping for they've won a playoff round before? Have they ever? They must have. Yeah, like multiple times.
95, they reached the league final against the Brandon Kings and lost in 5 games.
There you go. So there's that, and then obviously the last time they won a playoff game was against the Thrashers in 2015. That was when they hosted the regionals. They went down and ripped the Thrashers like 8-1 in the first game. I think. And then after that, it's been playoff appearances. But it's exciting for the Rangers this year. I'm excited for them. I think they'll do some damage in the playoffs this year.
I think they would have been a strong contender last season.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
they started the season with six straight wins, and they were scoring goals. They had Keaton Zitrick in net, would have been probably top goaltender in the league, and I think they could have won it all last year. Yeah.
So good luck to the Parkland Rangers the rest of the season. Like I said, we'll be watching them. Just before we go to break, I want to mention too, we haven't mentioned these yet. We've got our, I don't know where this cane came from, but we found it. We're using it. So there you go. We've got our props here. Dauphin, Took. We've got the Carrier of the Month, Andrew Harris, and we're going to be selling merchandise. That's a View from the Couch mug. If you want to show off to all your people at work, get yourself in on a View from the Couch coffee mug, because they're going to be going hot here right away. And like I said, go ahead.
That Carrier of the Month photo, that would have been about 40 years ago.
Okay.
January of, I want to say 82.
So judging by the looks of that photo, you're about 8, so you're 48 years old?
Not quite. I would have been 15.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go. There, you guys can do the math and figure out how old Doug Zywina is. We're going to take another commercial break. We're going to come back. Doug's got his recap from the weekend with Kings head coach and general manager Doug Headley. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the View from the Couch podcast with Doug and Christian here on Dauphin Herald, and we're live from downtown Dauphin right now. So thanks for tuning in.
Are you tired of this? Or are you definitely tired of this? If so, come to the Side Street Club next to the La Vérendrye for good times, good fun, and a great atmosphere. The Side Street Club. Try it. You'll like it.
Welcome back to the first ever View from the Couch podcast. Hope you enjoyed that commercial. I remember having a few beverages at the old Side Street Club back in the day.
Yeah, we're looking for sponsors. We're telling you that could be you. That could be your commercial right there.
Yep. Now here's an interview I did with Doug Headley on Monday morning following the weekend's actions.
So we'll start with the 2 games over the weekend. I know there's usually a little concern about any rust showing up with the long layoff. Did you see any out there?
I don't know if it's. I think it was just more. We didn't get off to a good start. I mean, you can't chase the game 3-0 and then expect to have a lot of success. So I don't think it was Cherapak's best game. I he was a little bit hurt and was going in a little bit injured and probably, looking back at it, he probably shouldn't have started. But at the same time, he said he was good to go, and just one of those things. I didn't think right from the first 10 minutes anyway. After that, I thought we played pretty well. We outchanced him, outplayed him, shot him 40-27. Had a couple shots, three hits, 3 shots hit the post. So, I mean, obviously the 2 games prior to the deadline, they were kind of a bonus 2 games, and we played well enough the first half to give us yourself a little bit of a leeway to have a little bit of adversity, and right now we know we got to get a little bit better. We've added a couple players, and we're hoping to add one more.
Yeah. The extent of Chepak's injury, how long is he out for?
Just about 5 days. It'll be day to day.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
So, speaking of new players, you've got Dakota Grayes and Aiden Brook back from the Western Hockey League. So it's got to be nice to be able to add players without having to give anybody up.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's Grayes coming back gives us a legitimate number one centerman with Caden Bryant, and last year he played full hit, 74 points. So we're looking forward to that offense. Definitely would be one of our top guys, and so we'd love to have him. Great to have him back in the fold and back wearing a King's crest. Aiden Brook gives us that size again. Gives us that compete down low. He plays with an edge, 6'3", 190. So you can't, and only 18 years old. So and wants to be here. That's two players that you couldn't. There's no unknown parts about them. We know their character. We know how they work. We know that they're going to fit into our hockey club, and it's definitely a good situation for us. Yeah.
With Brook coming back, got a lot jam on the blue line with 9 defensemen now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's what the trade deadline's for. Eh? You try to find places for guys, and you try to keep the best depth you can, and there might be a few asks on where they want to, if they will do this for the team and do it to be on a winning hockey club, and you go from there. So it'll all shake out by the end of the day for sure.
And when exactly is the deadline? 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Doug. I appreciate it.
Hope you enjoyed the interview, and
we're going to take a commercial break and we'll come back. We're going to talk about what's coming up this weekend here in Dauphin. Dauphin Kings in action, Parkland Rangers in action. I don't know if you like this, Doug, or not, but we'll get into the Laughlin's Lock of the Week. I know you love that. And we want to talk a little bit about former Dauphin King Don Flanagan. We've got some details next.
Join in the celebration of freedom at Canada's 27th Annual National Ukraine Festival, July 30th to August 2nd at the beautiful Sela Ukraina site south of Dauphin. Take in the Grandstand Extravaganza featuring special guest Halachana from Ukraine and the Voya Ukrainian Dance Ensemble from Edmonton, Alberta. Attend the Ukrainian Divine Liturgy at the Amphitheater. See the colorful parade and so much more. Come out and experience it all. A hearty celebration of song, dance, music, costume, and ethnic foods. July 30th to August 2nd at...
Welcome back to the show. Final segment of the first ever, I can't believe it's happening still, A View from the Couch podcast. Doug Zywina. Again, thank you to the great donation of the couch. Like I said, Doug enjoys naps on it daily now. It's a great addition to the DH studios here in the heart of downtown Dauphin. And again, thanks to Jeff Gilroy behind the scenes, our producer here today. Looking forward to this show. Once a week, I'm thinking for at least the rest of the hockey season, we might take a little bit of a hiatus, but we're gonna do this once a week going forward. So it's exciting times. Lots to talk about, obviously, on this show, and lots to talk about when it comes to hockey coming up over the next few weeks. So it's exciting. With that being said, though, Doug, let's talk about what's coming up this weekend, what you're looking forward to when it comes to A View from the Couch. First up, the headline it's been all day is the Dauphin Kings. They're in action. They're taking on the Winnipeg Freeze Friday and Saturday. Just before you go, Winnipeg Freeze, in my opinion, leading the way for the worst logo in the MJHL. But first time ever that these two teams get to face off.
Yeah, it's they didn't have a chance to meet last season, so first time ever between the Dauphin Kings and Winnipeg Freeze. Winnipeg just traded their top scorer to Verdun and their top defenseman to DCHL. I found out a few minutes ago, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of team they have. They've shown that they can put the puck in the net. Mm-hmm. They scored, I think, like 12 goals against OCN over the weekend. Yeah. So it'll be interesting seeing the team for the very first time.
8 o'clock start time on Friday in Winnipeg.
Yeah, in
like that
Winnipeg,
takes me
yeah.
back to like the Grandview Comet days. Like I know the Comet's like obviously on a bit of a break right now, we'll call it, but yeah, 8 o'clock start just seems weird. I'm assuming the Freeze don't have priority on their ice, so they have to start at 8 o'clock. But just it's a late start time. It's just it's weird.
That would be my guess too. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Kings get that game on Friday, and then on Saturday they're back at Credit Union Place to take on the Freeze before next weekend.
But before taking in the Kings game, the Parkland Rangers have a doubleheader against the Winnipeg Bruins, one of the teams trying to play catch-up with the Rangers. Friday night at 7:30, Saturday 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Rangers are playing some great hockey, so check them out.
Yeah, we'll throw the standings up there again so you can have a look at the situation. We talked about it earlier in the show. It's exciting times for Parkland. Should be a good game. And yeah, like Doug said, two home games at Credit Union Place. So those are the things. You looking forward to anything else this weekend when it comes to a view from the couch? Clippers are kind of off. They've had some situations. They're supposed to be playing, but I think they're on a break now. So anything else going on?
Not really. There's a bit of tragedy, some sad news from the hockey world
this is sad
last week.
Sure.
I don't know if you've heard or not, but a grade 10 student in a high school game in Connecticut fell to the ice and collided with another player, resulting in the grade 10 player's neck being sliced open. And he died as a result of his injuries. The hockey world has been pouring out their thoughts and prayers. People have been leaving sticks outside the doors in his memory. I know one of the Carolina Hurricanes players had his name and his number 5 on his stick. So
just sad, unfortunate situation, and it sucks. Definitely, it's thoughts and prayers to that hockey team and his family for sure. So I know you wanted to touch on that, and thanks for doing that because I forgot about it. So yeah, just moving forward too. We're excited to keep the show going here for the next few weeks. I know you're excited, Doug. We've talked to a few people. Jeff behind the scenes, he's already shaking his head, but we want to bring him in. Jeff on the Jets. We call him the general manager around here because he knows the Jets inside and out. So when we talk NHL, we might bring him in for some banter there. If you know Don Flanagan, just talk to him. Tell him we want to see you on the show. We got a great segment for him ready to go. It's called Fired Up with Flanny. We just want him to come in the door and just tell us what he's fired up about. And he's got a ton of stuff. He doesn't say it on camera ever, but he loves to say it in off and behind the scenes. So if you know Don Flanagan, just put some pressure on him. Tell him you want him on A View from the Couch, and we want to get him on here. And like I said, this show, as the weeks go on, we want to bring in guests in the spring and summer to sit here on the couch and talk banter, talk sports with us. So that's the plan. It's exciting times. I know you don't know if you want to do this or not, Doug, but we're calling it Lachlan's Lock of the Week.
Okay.
Where I pick one game of any sort, and I say that's my lock of the week. So this one's pretty easy. Dauphin Kings in Winnipeg, 8 o'clock start on Friday. They're coming off 2 losses. They've had a week of practice under them. You take the Kings to win in Winnipeg on Friday night. That's Lachlan's Lock of the Week. So there you go, the Lock of the Week. Anything else you want to add before
that's a pretty safe bet.
Okay, there you go. If you're interested in sponsorship, we'll put the contact information below. Check it out. Get in on the sponsorship. This show's going to be big. Like I said, we got the merchandise. The cane that we found out in the parking lot, it's the pointer cane. Right here, that's what you want. We've got the A View from the Couch mugs going on sale very soon. So let us know. Contact information below. But thanks again for everyone tuning in. Thanks for the big crowd here, social distance crowd here in the studio watching the inaugural recording. Thanks to Jeff Gilroy behind the scenes for his production. Thanks to Doug. I know you're tired. You want to go to sleep on the couch here.
Yeah.
So we'll let you.
Time for you to hit the road.
Yeah, we'll do that. You can tell he's getting annoyed with me already. So we'll wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in to the first ever A View from the Couch. For Doug Zywina, I'm Christian Loughlin. We'll see you next week.